has Forza Motorsport just given Gran Turismo 7 a huge problem? Well, I'm going to let you know in this video. You are going to see definitively, because we've got some incredible analysis, side-by-side footage of Forza Motorsport and Gran Turismo 7. But I have to say, on the face of it, the answer you would think would be no, because Gran Turismo 7 is a PlayStation exclusive game. Forza Motorsport is going to be exclusive to Xbox and PC. But that's not really how this works, because these are the flagship games, really, for the two massive first-party platforms, PlayStation and Xbox, and those first parties spend a huge amount of money developing the game, marketing the game. They want them to have the best graphics, they want them to have the best driving experience, and ultimately they want to have the best, biggest install base of their console. So we're going to see here which is the better game. We're going to compare a lot at Suzuka, where we have footage from both games at Suzuka, and you be the judge. You let me know in the comments what you think between Forza and GT7, because there's some very interesting things going on here that you might not expect. So you see here Gran Turismo on the right, Forza on the left. Gran Turismo has a really funny lighting system. Sometimes it can appear sort of oversaturated. You definitely get way too much glare in Gran Turismo 7, and I think that gives it a cartoony effect. I'm going to show you here some PSVR 2 footage at Suzuka, and I just want you to see just how sort of bare the track looks. Now this is PSVR 2. This should sort of therefore be akin to sort of the Xbox Series S version of Forza Motorsport. Bear in mind, by the way, Gran Turismo 7 is controversially a cross-gen title. It still needs to work and support the ancient PS4. Forza Motorsport isn't going to be on Xbox One, but it is going to be on Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S. The S being quite significantly underpowered, so we will see again a sort of like different SKU, a different version. That's why I'm showing you the PSVR 2 stuff here. But you can see that it's just so bare. I mean, if you look at the Ferris wheel at Suzuka, you know, no lights on it, no fireworks, no smoke, no flares, and that's very consistent for the Gran Turismo experience. And I should say again, you will not have VR on Xbox, obviously. Maybe on PC people will mod VR to Forza Motorsport, but you won't have VR in Forza, but you do get it in Gran Turismo. So we need to take this graphics comparison here with that context into account. But I just want to show you just sort of how sort of a sterile and basic Gran Turismo 7 can look. We'll see some different footage later, but it can look. There's no ray tracing anywhere in Gran Turismo 7 in any race mode. You have to go into the replay modes or go into scapes to get the ray tracing, but you do get ray tracing in Forza Motorsport in the racing mode, which should be very, very, very exciting, and that should add to the feeling of being in a lively space. I'm going to show you more footage here of Forza. Now this is sort of hybrid, you know, trailer and sort of replay footage, but you could see there the lights going over the tarmac at Suzuka, just how it just felt quite a lot more, I would say, like alive, and the, you know, light bites bouncing around. Have a look at the Ferris wheel there at Suzuka with all the lights on it. You'll see some fireworks and stuff going on, no doubt, as well. The grandstand's absolutely packed. Now again, I want to emphasise that it's PSVR 2 at the moment on the right side. We're going to show you different footage, and now we're in a race where there are more packed grandstands. But again, when you compare it to what we just saw in Forza, you know, the Forza stuff does feel more alive. You know, although this is actual footage that I've recorded on the right, the left-hand side is also, they say in-game footage, but you know, it might be a little bit polished. I want to show you here some replay footage of Gran Turismo 7. This is where then the graphics really get bumped up, and you can see how good the reflections are. But in this sort of light, hopefully we'll get to see some of the glare you can see, which is just a little bit overpowered. You can see all the glare coming. You see there over the top of the ambulance, and it gives it a little bit of a cartoony feel to me. It feels a little bit sort of GTA style, and we'll compare with Forza and see the different style lighting. Now, Gran Turismo weirdly doesn't always look like this. You can see here's another replay of Gran Turismo in the same track, and it looks a lot more realistic, so it can change a lot, and I think they do a lot with the dynamic lighting and where the sun is in the sky, and obviously they mapped out the whole star field in their Gran Turismo 7, which was a weird priority for them. But again, you can see it sort of feels quite sterile. That might be the camera angles, it might be the static nature of that, but there's something about Forza that is just looking more exciting, but that doesn't necessarily translate into a engaging driving experience, by the way. I just want to show you that is how they are showing the game. Gran Turismo do trailers as well, where they have exciting movements. but it doesn't really translate in the game. You can see here it's all very sort of, you know, what should I say, very sort of like conservative, very sort of safe. And you know, it's kind of a little bit old school maybe in the camera angles, but you make the decision here. Again, this is replay footage. This is the best Gran Turismo 7 is ever going to look really on a PS5. I think capturing at 4K here, and we'll have a look at some more footage of GT7 in the chase cam. This again, it looks so, the game looks different all the time. This looks really good to me. The car looks really detailed. Have a look at the reflections on the back of the car. The glare, yes, is too high, but this looks really good. And Forza will have a tough time beating that. See on the left hand side, we've got again the footage at Suzuka. You can see there tends to be more motion blur in Forza. The tyres, but by the physics model, tend to spin up more anyway, so you tend to get more puffs of smoke. You tend to, you know, it seems a little bit more dramatic and a bit more slidey. You can see the in-cam there of the Corvette C8 supercar. Which, you know, the cockpit camera in Forza I don't think has ever really been great, and Gran Turismo just seems to beat Forza on the internal detailing of the cars every time. It's something that they do quite heavily because of the VR stuff. And you can see here's some of the interior. Again, PSVR on the right, we've got Forza on the left. You can see the motion blur. You know, the frame rate is going to be capped on Forza, which is very controversial. They say for you know, balancing issues. I'm not sure about that. I think it might be a performance thing. And you can see again the frame rate. It says in-game footage, but let's be honest, this is a very customized camera they've got here. And when you look at this stuff, when you look at actually that one, it starts to look a lot more similar to Gran Turismo 7. So I am questioning just how much of this is really genuinely sort of you know, in-game that you're going to see sort of when you're driving the game. That's what we all want to see a lot more of. Again, looking at Honda, have a look at the reflections, have a look at how the light is bouncing around. Try and ignore the camera shake and everything for a little bit. You can see the detailing there. But is Gran Turismo 7 being held back by being a cross-gen game? You've seen some of the smoke coming out behind her there, didn't look too great. Sometimes Gran Turismo 7 looks absolutely insane. Sometimes it looks kind of a little bit dull. Forza is clearly trying to go for this big sort of dramatic look, and you can see here at the end. By the way, lots more videos on this channel about Forza comparisons. This one I really wanted to look at Suzuka. So let me know what you think. It seems to be Forza is trying to feel more alive, but you know, is it actually going to make that much difference when you're racing, when you're concentrating and looking at each apex? What's the driving feel going to be like? What about the damage? The damage has often been better in Forza. So let me know what you think. I really want to hear from you. Hopefully some very interesting footage here, and I will see you all. I will see you in the next video.